Hello viewers, this is Charles and this is the next in my series Learn Programming and Game Development with LÖVE. In this video I'm going to demonstrate installing the LÖVE game framework on Linux. Specifically I'm going to be installing it on Linux Ubuntu, but I'm also going to discuss how you would do this on other Linux distributions. So let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is to open an instance of Google Chrome, and I'm going to go to the Love2D game framework website. So I'm going to type in Love Game Framework as my search phrase, and then I'm going to navigate to it. So here we are. So under the Linux section there's two links. And the first link, if we click through, is on adding the PPA to your system. But as far as I can tell, this is not necessary with the current version of Ubuntu, or at least the version I'm using, which is 24.10. Let's go back, and the other one is an app image. And the app image might solve the problem of installing the LÖVE game framework on Linux distributions that don't support it through the package manager. With all that being said, we don't need to download anything at this point, but what we do need to do is to open terminal. So let's do that. Now I'm going to first update package manager by going sudo apt update, then I need my password. And then we simply go sudo apt upgrade. And there's nothing to upgrade, so now I'm going to clear that. Let's check if LÖVE is currently installed. So the easy way to do that is to type LÖVE len /version, and if it is installed it will give you the version number, and if it's not installed it will tell you how to install it. And you can see there's two options, but it's pretty clear looking at the version numbers which options you should go for. You should definitely go for the package manager because it's the current up-to-date version. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm now simply going to follow the instructions above, and I'm going to go sudo apt install LÖVE, and that should install it. Let's check it's there. Looks promising. If you just type LÖVE, it will open an empty game or a no game. So this is the no game screen, and I'm going to close that. Out of interest, so you know what is actually done, let's have a look at where it's installed it. So at the moment we're in my home directory, or one level below it. Let's go up a level. So change directory, // now we're in home directory. Let's do that again. Let's go list, and you can see we're in root now. If we type in find and then /LÖVE, it should list. That didn't work very well. Let's try again. If we type in find and then we go wildcard and then /LÖVE, you can see the only change made is to add a folder LÖVE to the bin folder. Now the bin folder of course is in the path, so you don't need to alter the path, so everything seems to be working as one would expect. Now let's close terminal. Let's open ZeroBrain Studio IDE and create the LÖVE game framework hello world program to check that everything's working. So it's open with a new file, so all I actually need to do is to save it. So let's do save as. I'm going to save it into my downloads folder, and I'm going to call it main.lure. Now main.lure is the entry point for a LÖVE game framework game. I'm now going to implement a callback function that's called by the game framework when it runs, and it's in the package LÖVE and it's called draw. And now I'm going to call the print function in the LÖVE graphics package to actually write something to the screen. So I'm going to go LÖVE, which is the package name, then graphics, then print, and then I'm going to type hello world, and then I need to give it some coordinates. I'm going to simply make it 400 on X and then 300 on Y, and then end to end the function. So this is obviously a very simple function, but let's just think what's happening. The LÖVE game framework, when you try to run this, looks for main.lure, and when it finds it, the callback function in the framework calls this function amongst others. And when it finds our implementation, it then runs this code to draw to the screen. But at the moment, if I try and execute it, you can see nothing happens. And the reason nothing happens is we need to switch the interpreter to the LÖVE interpreter. So let's try again. Now we get a different message, error message, and that is, would we like to switch to project folder? And of course the answer is yes, we need to do that, otherwise it won't work. And now you can see it does work. Let's close out of Zero Brain Studio and let's go back to terminal and let's go to our downloads folder. So I'm going to go into my downloads folder by typing down and then pressing tab, and I'm going to do a list. Now if you type love main.lure, you'll get an error. Let's show you. And you get the error because it's expecting a folder containing main.lure, not main.lure itself. If we went up a level, it would run, but I'm simply going to actually just create a folder. So I'm going to go make dar and then we'll call it game. And then I'm going to move the main.lure file into it. So mv and then into game. And then I'm going to check what's there. We're going to cd into game. That looks promising. Go back up a level. And now if I enter LÖVE and then game, it should run. And it does. So that is how you install the LÖVE game framework on Linux. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please click on the like and subscribe buttons. Have a great day.